Good morning, class. Again, I am Krisha Espanola, and we are going to talk about judging the relevance and worth of ideas, soundness of author's reasoning, and effectiveness of the presentation, part 2. Let us start. Effective listening requires an ability to evaluate whether we should believe the point being raised or not. It involves assessing the weight of the evidence used to support it. Let us read these two sentences. It is going to rain because it is cloudy. The wind is picking up and the air smells damp. The second sentence goes, all Filipinos are generous and kind like Senator Manny Pacquiao. Which of these statements do you agree with? If your answer is the first sentence, then you're correct. What made you agree with it? That's right, because it is backed up by evidence. So, what is evidence? Evidence is the available body of facts or information indicating whether a belief or proposition is true or valid. So these are the step-by-step guide in analyzing and evaluating validity of evidence. The first is argumentation. In here, we have to identify the point or claim the author is trying to prove. The second one is specificity. We have to identify the specific facts, data, statistics, examples that support the data. The third one is relevance. In here, we have to explain how the pieces of evidence are related to the claim. Now let us move on to the 4 types of evidence, namely statistical evidence, testimonial evidence, anecdotal evidence, and analogical evidence. The first type of evidence is the statistical evidence. It is known as the strongest type of evidence. It comes in the form of number, percentage, or survey type data. For example, 75% of women in Tayabas City, 8 out of 10 pediatricians recommend, and 16 members of the legislative agreed upon. The use of celebrities is the core of this second type of evidence, the testimonial evidence. However, experts and authorities can also be used to collect testimonial evidence. For example, Heart Evangelista, a well-known actress and fashion buff, recommends that Olay lotion is good on our skin. The third type of evidence is anecdotal evidence. It is often dismissed as untrustworthy and meaningless. When the speaker does storytelling, anecdotal evidence is utilized. Let's have this as an example. After living for decades in Quezon, I can honestly say that the people there are kind and hospitable. The last and final type of evidence is the analogical evidence. It is regarded as the weakest evidence. When information about something is scarce and little is known, analogical evidence is often used in a formal argument to increase credibility of the proof. For example, if we are going to ban firearms, we should also ban cars because they cause many more deaths than firearms do.
Let us read the passage and complete the table. Teenage mothers face critical health risks, including inadequate nutrition during pregnancy due to poor eating habits, dangers associated with the reproductive organs not ready for birth, and maternal death due to a higher risk of eclampsia. Alarmingly, while maternal deaths are decreasing in the Philippines, teenage maternal deaths are increasing. 10% of pregnant teenagers died last year, according to the Philippine Statistics Agency. Data from World Health Organization also show a high and increasing incidence of fetal death in Filipino mothers under 20.
In this passage, statistical evidence is seen. Its claim is that 10% of pregnant teenagers died last year, according to PSA, or Philippine Statistics Authority. We can tell that it is a statistical evidence because of the number and percentage found in the text. Is that clear, class? For your performance task, you have to make a graphic organizer based on the speech by Jack Simons entitled Social Media Corrupts Human Interaction. You have to make a graphic organizer based on the evidence and claims provided in the speech. This is an example of a graphic organizer.
You will be graded according to this criteria: content 50%, design 20%, organization 20%, neatness 10%, with a total of 100%.
I'd now like to continue my argument by first discussing the impact that social media is having on us at an individual level. Because if we can agree that social media is affecting us as individuals and changing the way that we behave, it follows that social media is affecting the way we interact with each other. Research from the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine studied over 1,700 people between the ages of 19 and 32. It was found that on average, participants were spending 61 minutes per day on social media and visiting social media websites over 30 times per week. This research was conducted in 2014, and the numbers have been growing steadily since that time. Over 1/4 of the young people surveyed displayed indicators of high levels of depression, and the people who most frequently checked social media were found to be 2.7 times more likely to develop depression than the average.
For your summative test, you have to search for an article could be printed or written regarding bullying and cyberbullying in the Philippines. Look for the kind of evidence provided in the article and state the claim or point that is raised. Importantly, you have to scrapbook it. You can use only 1 to 2 bond papers. Take a picture of your work and upload it in our Google Drive. And you will be graded based on these following points: 5 points for claim and evidence provided, 5 points for design and neatness, and 5 points for organization of information. That's it for today's lesson. Thank you very much for listening.